So one of the downfalls with YouTube is that is anyone else out there really teaching and training you how to do it? I mean, other than Selfmade here, I think there's a couple of people out there, but even a few years ago, Grant, when I got on YouTube, it seemed like, all right, you can sign up, you can create a channel, you can get started, but where do you really get training and knowledge and information on how to do it well or how to do it right? It seems like a lot of it's just trial and error.
Yeah, it really is. When I started making YouTube videos, there was no way to contact YouTube at all. There wasn't even an email address. So it was basically like working for an employer that you never met, that never talked to you, and sometimes you get your paycheck and sometimes you wouldn't, and you'd never know. It was like investing in a platform that was completely ambiguous, and you knew that it could work and other people were making it work, but there was never any guarantee and definitely no communication. It's evolved a lot since then. Now we have partner managers, and we do have contact emails, and they've really put a lot of systems into place to help take care of creators, but there still isn't a lot of guidance on how to be successful. And I think YouTube itself is still trying to figure out what makes YouTube successful. It's grown so fast and it's been such an anomaly. It's so new in this world of technology that there aren't roadmaps written for how to be successful.
Well, and if they are out there, it's not YouTube who's delivering them. It's actually just the general public. And there's a few individuals out there that are teaching YouTube.
Yeah.
I think what's great about this channel is you get a chance to learn from different levels of experience, where I bring a lot of the monetization to the table with how do you monetize your channel and figure that out. And then Grant just has this epic 7-year incredible run, has had and continues to have really great success. So the idea here is there's a way for you to get that information here, but that is one of the downfalls, is that otherwise there's just not a lot of formal education on how to do YouTube successfully.
Yeah, there really isn't, and I think the reason really is because they're still trying to figure it out. I've sat down with YouTube at corporate, and it's amazing the feedback I get, how appreciative and grateful they are that I'm willing to open up and share some of the insights that I've learned. And to me, a lot of these things seem really basic to a creator, but you got to realize YouTube themselves are not creators. They're a platform, they're a business, and they're providing the platform, but they themselves are not creating. So to have a perspective from someone who's actually doing it, it's going to be a lot more valuable, and there just isn't a lot of that information out there.
We should probably talk about one of the biggest downfalls, Grant. I mean, there's been rumors out there and things substantiated about YouTube either turning off, demonetizing people, turning off their ability to earn, sometimes doing it without having a rhyme or a reason. What's your personal experience been like with YouTube?
Yeah, it's unpredictable. It's a platform that you never know if you build a house on it if it's going to fall the next day. And that's kind of the risk that you take. I mean, it's building your house in an earthquake zone that's due to go anytime. You can work 2 weeks making the best video that's going to go viral, have all the elements. You could publish that video and demonetization could happen instantly. And your video might run and get 10 million views, but your video isn't making any money because it's been demonetized. And a lot of times you don't even know why, and they don't even know why. It's just this algorithm has picked it up, flagged it for potential review, which means you're not making any revenue while it's going viral.
Have you ever had that happen to you?
I have, yeah, I have. And it's very discouraging because I feel like, why would I go to work for 2 weeks and then not get a paycheck?
That would be frustrating, I think, probably for anybody.
And it's a very hard paycheck to earn in the first place because you're taking so much risk even to get to the place where you can get a video that takes off and get views. And then often, by the time it gets resolved, the video has kind of leveled off, you're no longer getting the views, and now monetization may be turned back on, but you're not really benefiting from it. So that kind of unpredictability is very unnerving, and it's hard to want to put down roots and invest in a platform where you can't predict whether or not you're actually going to get paid or not for all the hard work that you put in.
And I think that's one of the reasons that's really encouraged us as creators to step up and say, hey, YouTube, we don't know what its future exactly looks like. I mean, with that much viewership and with that many people involved, do I really think that YouTube is going anywhere? I don't, but that doesn't mean that I really understand how their future policies or procedures are going to alter, they're going to change with time. And so we got to figure out as creators how to take that into our own hands, which is why we teach some very different monetization strategies, sponsorship strategies, and things that, hey, if for whatever reason the algorithm did demonetize you or shut you off, even though that's been rare, typically you need to do something fairly extreme for that to happen, that there's still alternatives to how you can still let that be a very, very useful means of marketing, sharing, influencing.
Yeah. And then I would say this could be a pro and a con, but I think another disadvantage to YouTube is there's no way to actually know what YouTube wants. They don't come out with a list and say, hey, make videos that meet this criteria and you can get suggested and promoted. There's no, do this, get that. It's very much just in the dark. And you have to experiment, and occasionally you'll trip on something that works, and by the time you try to implement that formula into your videos going forward, they change what they want again. So it's constantly evolving with no communication, no guidance. It's kind of like a moving target in the dark, hunting with a bow and arrow. And you know, you're really lucky if you can get the shot. So as great as the platform is, as little risk and little overhead as there is to get started, it's really risky actually to get successful as well when you're relying on the AdSense model. You don't know if your videos are going to get watched, and you don't know if AdSense is actually even going to be an option for your videos. So that's just something to keep in mind. When you build your business on YouTube, you want to do it so that you have backup plans, so you're making money and creating your own watch time regardless of what YouTube is doing. YouTube is great. I love them. I've invested my entire career in them at this point, but I would not rely on them to have your back. You know, you got to make yourself. You got to take control of your own future.
Friends, we hope this video is helpful for you, at least understanding, all right, if I'm going to make a long-term commitment here, what are some of the pros and cons that we've been able to see along the way, and take those into account so that you can be really taking good accountability for your actions. And know this, we're still here, we're making these videos. We believe that YouTube is a really, really powerful tool if utilized the right way, and if you're willing to step into it with full accountability. So make sure you also click the link, check the website, and have a chance to see some of the more aggressive ways that we can work with you to help you jumpstart your YouTube journey and avoid other pitfalls and trial and errors beyond what we've just talked about here in this video to have as much success as you can.
We're looking forward to guide you on your journey. We'll see you in the next video.